Okay, so welcome everyone, whether you're on Zoom or YouTube or watching later. I actually had a little bit of meditation time before this, so I'm already coming in a little bit um, on the settled side. Um, I'll start with Namo Tassa and then we can have a little reflection on the breath and then practice together with the breath. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang Dhammang Sangham Namasami. So the breath. I don't know how you feel about the breath as an object for meditation, but for me, it didn't start out as an easy object to continue to pay attention to really settle, to feel relaxed and enjoy. And um, I, I didn't think I had a bad relationship with the breath, but I didn't see it as something that I really felt inclined to have a good relationship with either. Um, it didn't have an interest to me, and I didn't have an intimacy with it. And I was on a 30-day retreat, and the meditation teacher realized that my relationship with the breath was pretty standoffish. And so suggested that I kind of really think about what this relationship was with my meditation object. And this can be other meditation objects, but I've been working with the breath. We're taking a course with Shaila Catherine on jhana characteristics and states and experiences of the factors that are conducive for jhana, or the experiences within it. And a lot of the time she's talking about the breath as the meditation object. So it's what I've mostly been working with as I work with the coursework. And I found that really my relationship with the breath is very different than it was at that 30-day retreat. And that 30-day retreat was just indicative of the relationship I hadn't had for a lot of years. And so I tried to brainstorm these, kind of like, what is it? What is it that is my relationship with the breath? What is it about the breath that makes me want to stay with it during an hour sit or a 90-minute sit or even a 20-minute sit? What is it about the breath that would entice or make me wish to be with it? And I could hardly come up with anything. It just didn't fill me. And so the teacher actually had me crowdsource. So during a group interview, there was a crowdsourcing of the characteristics of the breath, or the things about the breath that made it such a wonderful meditation object. And I dutifully wrote them down, and I'm like, oh, that sounds beautiful. Oh. So I'll share some of those, and how I eventually worked my way into this very loving relationship with the breath. And some of them were, and I'm talking about someone who doesn't necessarily have like a respiratory issue or asthma or something where the breath can feel painful or constricted, or doesn't feel reliable. So I'm talking about or when my allergies are completely up. Those can be interesting states as well, but the general theme of relating that I'm talking about is the easeful breath. One thing is the breath is honest. Now, if I'm really pay attention to the breath, it gives me a good indication of how I'm doing in my body and in my heart. Is it free flowing? Is it constricted? Is it as I look at it in the movement, in the relation of the body, is it pressured? Is it very faint and straggly? Not in the sense of it's become very subtle, but in the sense of I'm just not taking the air in. It can give me a real good indicator. It's honest about the state of things. Another thing is it is a relaxing, it's a tool of relaxation. Before this, I was actually using a meditation that was recorded from Ajahn Lee's teaching about the breath. And he has this system of breathing in as if you're breathing in through different parts of the body, like the base, the neck, the base of the skull, and as if the breath is traveling down and out the base of the spine, or coming in at the chest and down the pelvis, or down one or both of the legs. I find this a wonderful way to, and we're really kind of talking more about the wind element when we're looking at the breath that way, and the wind element as it meets the other elements within the body. But it can be really helpful. I don't know if it was last week or maybe it was on Sunday that I talked about relax and enjoy. And the breath can really be both. And so this breath can be a friend that's a relaxation. It's like the guide that goes through, and the breath, I bring the breath in, and then I sense as if the breath is traveling down the hand and out the fingertips. I bring the breath in, I sense as if it's going down through the intestines and out the tips of the pelvic bones. I bring the breath in, and it fills and expands the collarbone down the ribs, and it can just give this real softening, a real softening to the body and to my relationship with the body. So the breath can be this friend that kind of expands relaxation. The reliability of the breath. Whether I'm paying attention to it or not, unless there's a health concern that's coming up, it just keeps going in and out and in and out. So there's this reliability, a trustworthiness, as I mentioned, an honesty of the breath moving. And then there's this sense of the breath as a carrier of happiness. It seems that in meditation that the more I soften, the more there is this joy, and it can, it's as if the breath can radiate in all directions, and it can carry the Brahma Viharas, it can carry this joy. But my body stops being at the edge of the skin, and there's this more expansive sense, which then feeds back to more relaxation, and it feeds back to more of this happiness, this settled happiness. The breath is sustained. It's this sustained friend that, it sustains our well-being. It's something that, brings the oxygen in, the carbon dioxide out. It clears particles. It moves. It's this, and that's both the sense of air moving in, respiratory, in and out. And then there's also this sense of it helping to move things through the body, this sense of the breath energy within the body and without the body. moving out from the body. So these are some of the characteristics that helped bring a deep and intimate friendship with the breath. This teacher had recommended, it's as if you're, she'd said, taking your breath on, or your object on a date, and getting to know it as you're on your cushion. You're really interested. For me, it's more like that person you just, there's something about them you just like to know a little bit more. This could be a good friend, and so you go for a cup of tea or for a walk, and that sense of open curiosity that you have to get to know them. That's the way that I began to relate to the breath as the object of meditation. So, given that little exploration possibility, you're welcome to, maybe you've done this already, or you're welcome to play with that a little bit. But I'll just go into a guided meditation around using the breath in the body, getting to know it. And then we'll have a good extent of silence to just be with our meditation. So settling into the body, we have an experience of where it's balanced, where it's tight, just kind of a cursory glance, wandering around. The body's like this. A little sense of the mind, the flavor, how busy, how stagnant, how bright it is as we begin the meditation. How expansive or contracted the heart feels. And then notice the breath. Notice the movement of the breath. Notice where it's obvious in the body. Just kind of, what is the breath's playground as we begin? And although the breath itself, as we commonly know it from school, is the lungs moving in, the diaphragm moving up and down, lungs moving out, air flow. We also have a sense that it is moving parts that are beyond that. We can feel the belly rise and fall, even though the air itself is not going there. If you need, if you want, you can take a few deeper breaths just to kind of feel that fullness, the pressure against the body, or whether the body is already spacious and there's no pressure, it just naturally widens the ribs, the belly, pushes down against the pelvic floor, seems to raise the collarbones, and then the settling on the out breath. And then we can have this sense of our awareness, as if that air, that energy, that sense of movement goes beyond even the torso and into the legs, the arms, the head. And if you wish, you can have this sense of this air, this energy, this breath. Let's just call it breath to encompass all those ideas. The breath entering at the base of the skull, running down the spine, and as if the out breath drains out the bottom of the spine, the coccyx, into the seat below. You can have a sense of it entering in the middle of the chest and running down through the belly to the pelvis and down the legs, like the breath runs through the legs and out the toes. We're coming in at the notch between the collarbones and running out the arms and down and out the fingertips. It's our awareness of the breath and its relation with the body. You can come in around the mouth and jaw and down the front of the body, down into the belly, the intestines, and out the seat of the pelvis. Maybe there's softening along the way. Just notice. Allowing the breath and the awareness to run through the body. And if there's a sense of setting a pace for the breath, intentionally let that go and let the breath move based on the wisdom of your mind, heart, body. Maybe keying in on what kind of breath is most pleasurable, most pleasant. Most relaxing and buoyant and happy. And let the heart mind adjust the pace, the pressure, the rhythm based on the wisdom of what is most joyous, free, relaxed, what is most attractive for our awareness to rest and be intimate in this friendship with the breath. And if you're not aware of the breath beyond the body, not just under the skin and in the organs, but in a little bit of the space around the body as well, allow that sense of the breath beyond the pores of the skin and see if that releases any tension, any holding. And with this embodied breathing, noticing if any more relaxation is occurring, any more breadth to our awareness. Any more love for the breath as the object of meditation. And once there's enough settling, enough closeness, you might choose a place to really observe, give careful attention to the breath. There's many good places in the body for this. Common one is just at the tip of the nose, in front of the nostrils. Another enjoyable place might be the palate, the top of the mouth, or the base of the throat. Or the diaphragm, or near the belly button. But you can choose. There's no narrowing of the focus. It's just that awareness is most intimate at this location. There's still the whole body breathing. But where I know the breath is at this particular point or region. And the softness of the whole system remains. So we'll continue in silence. And you may wish to repeat some of what I've said, or if you've settled at that region, that point, just be gently curious and aware. Attend to the breath, noticing, listening, caring, quietly relaxed and enjoying this time with a good friend. With about 5 minutes left, notice the quality of your attention, your awareness. Is it with the breath? In what way? Notice the qualities of body, heart, mind. Is there relaxation, ease? Is there happiness? Maybe make a note of what you did during this meditation that led to any productive, wholesome states you're experiencing right now. And then before we close, maybe consider bringing up the warmth of metta, loving friendliness. And with whatever softness, openness of the breath you have, letting that metta be shared out with all beings everywhere. May all beings be happy, peaceful, and free. If you wish, you can join me in acknowledging the Buddha, the Dhamma, and Sangha. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Svakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammam Namasami. Supatipano bhagavato savaka sangho sanghang namami. Whatever relaxation and enjoyment has come up for you, may it continue. May it carry you. May the Dhamma be with you.
Thank you, Ayya Niyyānika.